The Oilers fall 5-4. There will be no overtime tonight, and Jay Milne's 6,000 plus 6,305 bet will not see the light of day, unfortunately. Welcome to the GCL Diesel Oil Stream postgame show right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Tom Gazzola, Ben Thomson with you inside the EST studios. We've got Shawn Belle at his satellite studios ready to go. Our game analyst, we want to hear from you. 780-218-9999. Jump into the nasty chat as well. We want to know your thoughts on Edmonton's loss on this road trip. It's a regulation loss. They don't go to overtime. We were hoping for that Roslovic magic. He will not have a chance to equalize Andrew Cogliano's NHL record, 3 straight overtime game-winning goals, and more importantly, the Oilers do not pick up a single point as they fall 5-4. And the Jackets get their revenge on Edmonton after a come-from-behind victory for the Oil Monday night at Rogers Place. Of course, GCL Diesel, providers of the best diesel engine components around, from turbochargers to ejectors, fuel pumps to sensors. They are the critical engine component experts, proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years. Dare I say the theme tonight, outside of posts, mostly on the Edmonton net, spotty defense.
Oh, we'll get into it.
Spotty defense.
I'm not very happy about it.
You are a salty boy, Ben Thompson. I can see Bellsy's pondering. He's pensive, waiting to be let out of the gates to run wild. Bellsy, you ready to go? No, he says no. He's not. Let him get charged up. Go. Do you want to get Bellsy on here? Do you want to tee off a little bit, or do you want to build up some steam?
I'll bring Bellsy on so everyone can see the reaction
from Boom Boom.
Yeah. Hi, Bellsy.
Hi, guys.
That's it, huh? That's just
it. That's all I got.
Not at us. Salute.
The Oilers in their own zone. God awful. Brutal tonight. They couldn't get a save. There's that topic, obviously, and we'll break it down. Let's call it straight. Pickard did not have a great night tonight, but they were also god-awful in their own zone. In the offensive zone, they looked dangerous. It was like I was watching two completely different teams when they crossed the red line tonight. That's how I saw it.
A little fired up, Bellsy.
Oh, I'm aware. And I'm excited for it.
Kind of like the Latino heat.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, this is something we've talked about at length about their lack of detail and execution. Mm-hmm. And leaving guys in the middle of the ice, which you would call the house, isn't really a recipe for success in the NHL. So I don't understand why they continue to do it. Do you need a save? Sure, you need a save. But when you let guys just have, free reign right in front of your net, do whatever they want, it's disappointing. Because when they're in the offensive zone, yeah, they have some jam. There's something brewing there. It's sad because in the third period, they decided to fight back and they almost worked themselves right back into the game again. But why? Why does it always have to take them being down by 2 or 3 for them to get going? Why do they have to give up grade A scoring chances after I can't even put a thought together because it's so dumbfounding that it's consistently the same mistakes that are dooming the team. I just don't understand.
Has nothing to do with dipsy doodling. I've seen a lot of those those posts today in regard to that. Was it the oil drop video where they had? Yeah. No, it wasn't really dipsy doodling today. Like Bellsy said, and what Benny was saying, when they got into the offensive zone, they were creating, and they got great opportunities on Jack Graves. He made some good saves. They were able to get a few by him. They got 4 by him. But at the other end of the rink, I mean, I'm just going over the goals they allowed again tonight, and just no shoulder checks on some of these goals. The Matty Chuck one, I'll give a pass because it was a hard carom off the back wall. Bang,
no,
play.
I won't.
But Bell's like, what do you expect? Like, that's a hot shot coming off the end boards. There's other ones I thought were more egregious.
Shoulder check. See the guy, he's a defenseman. Like, Oh, what are you doing down here, buddy? Maybe I should hang out next to you.
That's
The goals
only
that were
one where I'm
scored,
like, yeah.
the goals that were scored, and I honestly appreciate your opinion, Tommy. That's why
I'm just trying not to be that negative.
I'm not even being negative. But like at some point, come on. The defensive gaffes are just, it's too much.
I'm not disagreeing with that at all.
You can't give up 4 or 5 goals every single night and expect to win. It's just not possible. Because you can't work your way out of the hole every single time. Like, how many times have they scored more than 3 goals this year?
Well, they did it again tonight. That was the 4th time this season.
The 4th time. But they've been leaking chances. They've been leaking goals at an alarming rate. So if you can't outscore your problems, at some point, you're going to want to say, okay, maybe we're just going to tighten up defensively. Maybe we're going to protect the house. Maybe we're not going to have crazy turnovers. Maybe we're, going to pick up a stick, box a guy out, do something that's going to result in having, am I asking for a lot? 1 less goal?
No, but for this group, it's a difficult task.
It's just I just don't understand it. It's the same problem day after day after day, game after game after game. And it can't always be that situation because they are a good team. They are. You can't battle back from down 2 goals multiple times to get back into games if you're not a good team. So, wake up.
I'm reading some of the text already, so I'll just
drop
enjoy
the puck.
Yeah.
When they drop the puck, that's like go time. So, and I'm not even hot today. This is the funny part. I'm not even spicy.
Oh, really?
I was spicy earlier
Yeah,
today.
there you go.
You were
There
very
you go.
spicy earlier.
Oh, I was spicy
You
earlier.
seem more
today.
disappointed than angry.
I am. I'm disappointed because, I thought you won 2 games. You clawed your way back in the last 2 games, and you expect to get onto this road trip, and you got a team that you know what to expect. You just played them. So you know what to expect. You know that they're going to be tenacious forecheckers. You know that they're not going to give you time and space. You know that you got to play with some urgency. You know that they're going to try to get to the house. The amount of times, I think they had 48 shot attempts is what I heard on the broadcast.
I'll double check that. Yeah, they had a lot of pucks towards the Oilers net. That's for sure.
And the first clip that they show, it was I think it was Boone Jenner. He's around the net. He moves the puck low to high, and he's just able to get right in front of Pickard without even one person touching him. That to me is just what are we doing? What are we doing, guys?
So the Jackets end up with 25 shots on net, 12 attempts blocked, 15 missed shots. So what does that equal? Is that 45 total? I'm going off
the numbers again. Sorry.
So they did end up with 25 shots on net, 12 attempts blocked, and then 15 missed shots.
Yeah, you're at 48, 47, I think.
Is that not 52?
Sure, whatever. Don't even care. Okay.
I'm not good at math, but
52.
Yeah.
Well, my wife is telling me to calm down, or quiet down. So right now I'm not even paying attention to what's
Shout out to Lindsay.
But I know Lindsay's trying to put her kids to bed, but 52. So I'm not even paying attention to what the math is, but 52 shot attempts on net is pretty crazy.
Net. Yeah. Let's call it that.
It's pretty crazy.
Now, do you want to know how many Edmonton had?
Sure. I'd love
You want to go higher or lower? Take a guess.
I'm going to go lower.
All right.
They probably are going to end up higher, but
I think I'm gonna guess it's around the same number. I'll go higher.
They had 64.
Yeah.
If we're counting the same shots, attempts blocked, missed shots.
This game for me is hard.
How many
it's hard
from the outside?
Yeah, well,
A
yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Columbus was protecting the middle well, I thought.
I thought in the third period the Oilers did a good job penetrating the middle and finding slot shots in the slot. To me, this is a hard game. It's just well, actually, it's not. From the red line to their own zone, brutal tonight. Just brutal. And I guess I can't say tonight because they've struggled in their own zone
Tonight.
pretty much all year. This has not been.
It's been a month.
Yeah, this has not been a good year for them in their own D zone. But I thought the worries of this Oilers team not being able to create chances. I don't necessarily see that team tonight. I saw a team that was dangerous when they had the puck on their stick in the O-zone.
I'm going to use an old dad joke. Oh, they're dangerous at both ends of the rink tonight.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, I used to get that a lot from my dad.
Yeah.
I was going to say they're holy shit. Because in one breath, in one sentence, I'm like, holy shit, they're good. And in the next sentence, I'm like, holy shit, they're bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
He is spicy tonight.
I'm not.
It's simmered down. It's like when you take the food off the pan and it's simmering.
Yeah.
This is Belgium. He was just on the pan for a couple hours.
I'm trying to mellow that out, boys.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the
Take
inbox.
a sip of beer.
780-218-9999. You got a salty Belsey at his satellite studios. Tommy and Betty inside the EST studios. Get to the nasty chat as well. The Oilers fall 5-4 in Columbus after yesterday's win in Philadelphia. It is off to Carolina Saturday. We are going to be on the air at 4 p.m. for the pregame show, live on location, Boston Pizza, 170th Street and 90th Avenue. That is known as Westgate. So come on down and join us. Lots of prizes and game day specials, all that good stuff. So Mike in Thunder Bay says, gentlemen, please reassure me this team is going to make the playoffs, right? And then added, they had 6 shots for the first 30 minutes of the game. Not good enough. And you and I were talking about that, Benny, and we're like, they're really not generating much. Yeah. But then they cranked it up
about midway through the game. Midway through the game is when it started to turn a little bit offensively. And they started to show up a little bit.
Mike at Thunder Bay, yes. Yeah, nailed it. All right. Let's see. I love. Belsey, you're not the only salty one here. I like this one.
I'm not even salty today. Well,
you are. You're definitely
I'm not
salty
anymore.
You're definitely salty. This text is salty. This one has some sass on it. Like, look out.
Jasmine sass.
Yeah. This one says, try not to be negative. Be expletive realistic. For once. Also, I love you, Tommy. We all want the same thing. I am being realistic. I wasn't trying to be negative. They were bad in the start. Then they kind of woke up a little bit. They were spotty in the D zone. They barely ever score more than 3 goals. That is real. We've been saying these things all year. So I don't know. Like that to me, I can't take that text seriously.
Yeah.
I can't. I see rage when I read that text from that texter. Love you too. But I'm just being honest. Go ahead, Belsey. Did you want to add something to that, or are you just scratching your chin?
I'm scratching my chin and just
okay. I'm not sure. I'm just making sure. I'm double checking.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to Greg, the sound guy. Says, here come the Oilers. Second best goalie on the ice. Again, a coach who the first chance he gets loads up the number 1 line. Yep. Which has to be awesome for team morale. Probably not. And a sloppy team. 2 left D as a pair keeps getting burned. So that's a thing as well. It's not early anymore. This is who they are and who Bowman built. Sigh, can't wait until they... fire that guy. Have a great show, boys. That's from Greg the Sound Guy. I cleaned that one up a little bit. Greg the Sound Guy also frustrated. And yeah, he alludes to the 2 left defensemen as a pair. That's Wallman and Nurse. When you talk about spotty in front of their own zone and some struggling defensively on goals specifically, like I saw Wallman a few times, obviously Nurse a few times. They got touched up for some goals. So yes, I'm with Greg the Sound Guy on that one. And then as for it not being early anymore, valid. We're on the cusp of game 20. That's a quarter of the way through the season. And this team is just ho-hum right now. And then in regard to getting rid of Stan Bowman, I will remind folks that him and Jeff Jackson work as a tandem. So it's not all on Bowman. It's not all on Jackson. They work together. And Bowman is the face. So he is the guy that does get a lot of the blowback, if you will. Greg the Sound Guy, thanks for the text. Appreciate it. I will do my best to clean up your texts when there's expletives all over them. Belsey, do you want to add anything? Do you have a thought on what Greg the
only thing that I would, I don't disagree with some of the stuff that he was saying. Now, obviously, you're not going to get rid of Bowman at this point. You got to give him a little runway. But the two left defensemen, like, I get what you're saying. Here's the problem. What do? You split up Nurse and Wallman, but you're going to put a lefty somewhere else.
Well, Kulak got bumped up there last year.
Well, yeah, but I mean, okay, so you're gonna go what? Wallman and Regula? Are you gonna go Wallman and Emberson? Like, that's
I don't know if you're gonna go there, but it's an option.
Like, exactly. But my point is that from a top 4 D standpoint, you've got 3 lefties and 1 righty. That's what your top 4 looks like. It just that's where it is. So you could potentially move Kulak up if you decided you wanted to get him into your top 4 because he's a more steady defender, but that still doesn't really do anything because at the end of the day, you're still lefty, and it is a hard transition for some guys that are, primarily stationed on the left-hand side. It's just a different read. It's a different way to look at the game.
This one from Cal in the Park, who was there yesterday at BP Clareview. Thank you, Cal and Sarah. Great to see you guys. Cal says, as we talked about last night, no heart, no pride in who they play for other than themselves. Pathetic effort, says Cal. But don't worry, the Edmonton fans will sell out to see us. Well, this we know. Fans here are crazy about the Oilers. They pay crazy amounts of money to go see their favorite team. And then they get let down, like Cal is let down by the effort tonight. I get it. I get the sentiment, Cal. Let's go to Reno. It's my dad. Hi, Reno. Says, why can't Knoblauch change some things up? 97-29, drew a penalty in the third and had been on the ice for 2 minutes. He keeps them out there for the power play. Why not put the second unit out against their best PK? Give them 45 seconds, then get the top power play line out there. Could throw the opposition off a bit. Benny, what did I say to you when they drew that penalty?
You did say, second unit, get out there. Let's go. Second unit.
Quick one. Just get out there for a quick one.
To me, if I had to guess, I'd imagine Knoblauch looks right at Connor and Leon, and Connor goes, "We're good."
I think that's like the timeout situation late in games.
Yeah, I think it's the same boat. Like it was like okay, like I think Knoblauch definitely thought about it, but it was I bet you Connor and Leon were just like, yeah, no, we're good. Let's go.
Maybe against their better judgment, Belsey. What do you think?
I actually think those two guys have like elite stamina, so I think they can handle that. It's something that you see them late in games. Like there's been times where they've had 2-3 minute shifts and they still look like they got jump.
Yeah.
That has happened over the course of, the last couple of years. But I do think it's as simple as like they look down the bench. I don't even think they give him an option. I think they just go. We're going, coach. Like you got nothing to say here. We're the guys that can get you back into this game. And I understand your guys' point with the, let's get, the second unit out, let's get a little quick breather. But at the end of the day, if we were to honestly look at it and say, who are the guys that are going to get us back in the game? You know who they are. Right. So you got to give them their opportunity to get them back in the game. So it's a valid take. It's a very valid take, but they're the two best players in the world. You got to give them their opportunity, especially with a man down.
Go ahead, Benny, if you got anything.
This nasty
I have a text
hilarious.
here that I'm going to get to. I'm just looking up some stuff here so I can back it up with some stats.
I'm seeing in the Nash chat, this team sucks. If you think otherwise, you suck at hockey. Good night. Wasting my time. I'm seeing send down all defensemen and just play all forwards. Wouldn't hurt the defense at all.
That is a hell of a thing for you to say to me.
I love this chat. I love it.
Okay, I'm looking at some stats. So there is a text that has come in. It's from Andy Pandy. Andy Pandy says, Pickard's shelf life has come to an end. Ingram, be ready. Pickard has been an amazing story, but it's sadly coming to an end. It was such a great story. He has the worst save percentage in the NHL. However, in front of him is a complete cluster expletive. There's lots missing from this team. You can't see an 8 wins in 10 game stretch coming for this team. They don't have the supporting cast, and their team defense is soft as puppy expletive. 97-29 will have to go nuclear again. It is so tiring. Meanwhile, the Golden Knights, Ducks, Kings, and Sharks are moving further away. The Ducks were on a heater. They lost tonight.
They've lost a couple now in a row.
Yeah. The Kings won in overtime.
Yeah.
Sharks were tied with Calgary last I checked. There might be a score update there. And then the Golden Knights have been very steady, Eddie, always at the top of the Pacific Division standings. Now, the Pickard thing is interesting. This is your old roommate and teammate, Belzy. He had like the best backup goalie season you could ask for last year, to the point where, things weren't going good for Stu Skinner. I fully recognize that. I acknowledge we talked about it so many times last year. But it got to the point where Oilers fans were saying, play Pickard, play Pickard. He had a great run in the playoffs. He was 7-0 till his first loss in the Stanley Cup final. And then this year, he's had a rough start. He allows 5 tonight. Yes, his save percentage and goals against average, pretty rough. He had a 4.0 goals against average, .836 save percentage in 6 games coming into this one. Allows 5 tonight. The Ingram thing, and we're going to revisit it because it's a name you're going to hear. Like, it's not going to go away. It won't go away.
Yeah, for as long as the Oilers goaltending struggles, you're going to hear Ingram.
Yeah. Connor Ingram has still only played 4 games down in Bakersfield. Matt Tompkins has been getting the starts lately. Ingram so far, a 4.05 GAA down in Bakersfield, an .848 save percentage, a 1-2-1 record. I'm trying to look back to see when he played his last game. I know Tompkins went, I think it was like back-to-back nights, or he played over the course of a weekend. It was Tompkins on Remembrance Day. He played that one. I'm looking here. They played against the Henderson Silver Knights. I'm looking for box score. That he hasn't played in a little while, so his game isn't there. If you're going, please get Connor Ingram. He must be doing great down in Bakersfield and in the minors and showing everybody he's ready to go. He's barely playing, guys.
Yeah.
And when he has played, the numbers suggest it isn't there yet.
Yeah.
So just as a refresher, I'm bringing that up. So Andy Pandy, I'm using your text. I saw it. There's other people who have brought that up and said, get him up here. When can we get this guy up here? He's supposed to be an alternative to Pickard and Skinner, whose numbers have gone in the crapper. But we talked about the spotty defense. So it's not there. He's not there yet. As much as people might want it to be.
And I love Picks. We go way back. He's one of the nicest, most genuine people you ever met. But at the end of the day, to expect what he did last season again, I think was a bit much. I think people are grasping at straws because you're not going to always have a career year. We have to remember that he was in the minors for a significant period of time before he got his opportunity that he obviously earned with the Oilers. And he's been lucky to do that for 2 years. But for 2 years, we've also questioned the Oilers goaltending. So he had a career year last year while Stuart Skinner was not very good. So I get where the Oiler fans were like, well, you need to make that switch. But we've still been questioning the goaltending for 2 years. So
even longer than that, I think.
Well, exactly. We have been doing it for longer than 2 years. But based off the Pickard example, is that, well, he's been here for 2 years. We've questioned it for 2 years. He had a career year last year. And for us to expect for him to turn around and have the exact same season, I think we're all grasping at straws because usually that doesn't happen every single time. Career years are for guys that are in their prime or working into their prime, like a Connor, like a Leon. Those are the guys that are going to have consistent career years. Not everybody else does. So, it's disappointing to see because, once again, he's like, I got a little bias because he was one of my roommates and I love the guy. But it's just we're in a tough spot, and they're going to have to do something with their goaltending.
Okay, the last game for Connor Ingram was back on November 2nd against the Calgary Wranglers. They lost 6-1 that night. Ingram, 20 shots faced, 15 saves, 57-10 time on ice, so he got yanked a couple of times, probably for penalties, and then, I don't know, probably not at the end of the game, but not a great outing for the team and for Ingram. So that's just a little update there on the goaltending. All right, keep those texts coming in, 780-218-9999. We want to hear from you. The Oilers fall 5-4, and spotty defensively for sure. You'd like a save or two, absolutely. And it ultimately is another frustrating night. The Oilers unable to win 3 straight games still. And we're, 19 games into the season? That's frustrating. Absolutely. Let's go to Raj. Raj texting and says, sure, Knoblauch has gotten to the Stanley Cup final 2 times, but what had he done to improve the team? What has he done to improve the team? If I read that verbatim, Raj has a typo in there. It said 3 times. They've been twice.
He's probably questioning, like, in terms of the coaching, how has he improved the team?
Yes, I think that's the point Raj is getting at.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I do think they have changed a few things in their system, not a ton. Their D zone looks. I kind of see what they're trying to do. It's a little bit more of a zone down low. It's a man on man up top, and they're trying to create layers in the defense so that if one guy gets beat, you have to run into another guy. But the problem is that their defenses they're always slow to their spots. They don't have that support layer there. That if they do end up getting beat, well, he runs into that next guy, and they give time and space away, and they allow teams to make plays, and then they don't defend the middle very well. So that's unfortunately, it's an execution thing. The D zone, in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, is one that is easy to implement because I think a lot of teams do it the same one, unless you're doing like a man on man and some of the different stuff like that. But it's got to be it's execution at the end of the day. That's what it boils down to.
I'm going to dip into this one. Why are you laughing at something?
Can you Savage play goalie? That's what I'm seeing in that.
Yes. The afterglow of the Blue Jays.
Yes.
Game 7 loss. Let's go to Jeff. Jeff texting says, guys, oh my God. All I see when I watch the Oilers lately, it is McDavid and it is Draisaitl against the world. It is absurd how much they are relying on them to overcome their array of messy defense and inept goaltending. So I read that. I was like, okay, let's take a look at tonight's time on ice. Well, nailed it. 24-18 for McDavid. 24-25 for Draisaitl. However, one guy played more. Does anyone want to take a wild guess who played more than those two?
2-2.
Well,
they cut that in half.
Yeah.
2.
Oh, just a 2.
24-59 for Evan Bouchard. 3 assists tonight, plus 2. Savoy ended up playing 1944. Picked up the goal. Nice to see. Good redirection. 3 shots, an attempt block, 1 missed shot, 1 giveaway, and lost the faceoff. So, I mean, he's looking better, and now he's starting to get on the scoreboard. What is that? 3 points in his last 2 games?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Who's keeping track?
Well done, sir.
Nice.
Yeah, the McDavid Draisaitl thing. We're all. I'm not disagreeing with anybody that just thinks, "Holy smokes, are we only going to see those 2? Is that the answer to everything?" And the fact of the matter is, probably. How do you not put those 2 together? I would, in a perfect world, prefer that there was more depth so you could attack in waves and have competent offensive attack. They don't really have that. Roslovic kind of provides a second layer. They're missing Hyman.
Yeah, he does.
They're missing Nugent Hopkins. That's part of it too.
This team will look different.
That's
when everybody kind of gets back healthy. Like, it's tough because right now you're looking at it and you're like, man, like there is no depth. It's only these 2 guys, and that's a story that we've seen over the course of McDavid's career, and people always talk about it, and they've always judged GMs off of that. But this team is deeper than we think it is because there is pieces that are out. So when you get a Hyman back, when you get a Nuge back, like you're going to move everybody down a couple spots. So they might be, into a role that suits them a little bit better. Like at the end of the day, is Mangiapane going to be a top 6 winger?
Well, he had a terrible night.
Hyman rough night. Rough night for
you. He had a very rough night. But my point is he going to be in the top 6?
Probably not.
When those two guys come back, probably not. He's probably going to end up being in your bottom 6. Is that a role that's more suited for him at the moment in time and where he is at his career? Yeah. And he can possibly thrive in those roles. So I think that the team will look different. It's very frustrating right now to see how they're performing when they're, when it's 0-0. It's different because they're a lot better when they're down like 4-2 or 3-1 or whatever that looks like. But it is going to be a different looking team at the end of the day.
To me, Belzy and Benny, and Belzy just said something there that I thought, oh my God, come on. You said, they're better when they're down. Why does it take?
It's a terrible thing to say.
Right? No, but it's honest. You're truthful. But I'm thinking to myself, yeah, Belzy's right. Why does it take a shot in the pills before this team gets going? Why can't they start inflicting dominance, pain, suffering on the opposition? They always have this, I call it playing with their food.
That's the case most of the time, yes. I thought yesterday they were doing that. It just wasn't resulting in goals.
Yeah, but you got to eventually score.
100%. I'm there.
They don't. They flat out don't. Maybe they try.
Yeah.
They don't get results. Very rarely. Very rarely.
I understand the frustration from a lot of people. And maybe what I'm about to say is I'm going to get some hate for. I don't care. Whatever.
Watch your mouth.
Well, yeah.
I'm kidding. You say whatever you want.
I'm still not worried about this team long term. I'm still not. And reason being is because they're missing Hyman and now they're missing Nuge. We'll see if that week is actually a week. Okay, we'll see. I understand the defense has been spotty and it was not good tonight and it hasn't been good pretty much since the start of the season. But this is pretty much the exact same decor that took you to Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Final last year. That has had good stretches of playing defense. I think there's a solid chance that I'm not the full defensive play like they were playing like last year comes back, but I think it'll trend its way back up. For the forwards, when Nuge and Hyman are back, I think that's why they're leaning heavy on McDavid and Draisaitl tonight, because they don't have Hyman and Nuge in the lineup tonight. If Nuge is playing the way that he was playing before the injury, Hyman comes back and maybe it takes him a couple games to get going, but he gets playing like Zach Hyman does. Matt Savoy starting to gain confidence. Podkolzin potted one tonight. It seems like the offense is starting to come a little bit for Podkolzin. Roslovic, obviously a great story. Henrique is playing better than past years this year. I just listed off 7 guys for you that could be playing very good for you over the next little while when everyone's healthy, right? There's still positives to this team right now. It's not all doom and gloom. But right now, of course, not playing great, but I would expect this to to
get better.
Personally.
I still think it could. Go ahead, Pelzy.
I like the comments. I do think it needs to be better, but I'm just going to stand by what I said earlier in the show. Like right now, they're bleeding chances.
They are. 100%.
They have zero detail. They're giving up goals from spots on the ice that novice teams don't want to give up shots from. And unfortunately, they're in the NHL and they're doing it. And on top of that, they're not getting saves from their goaltending.
Thus, 8-7-4. Was it 8-7-5 now?
We're in the
8-7-4.
Yeah, there we go. I'm going to read this one.
Consistent cycle of nonsense.
It is, and we talk about the same things, but that's why we love this job. This one I'm going to read. It is a bit sarcastic. I laughed when I saw it, or snickered. It says, Bouchard plays a lot because he often rests on the ice. Oh, yes. Yes, well played.
I see what you did there.
The double clap. Yeah, and he gets burned on those. Okay, let's go inside the Oilers locker room. They lose 5-4 to Columbus. Way too soft in front of their own net. Can't get a save from Calvin Pickard. There's, I think, 6 posts at last count. Jack and Louie were talking about. And then they had to push and couldn't get that equalizer as hard as they tried. Chasing another game. Very frustrating. Score for, or add, or get more than 3 goals for just the 4th time this season, which is ridiculous considering it's 19 games into the year. We're going to go inside the room. We're going to get some final thoughts from Belzy, and then we'll go into the chat, and we'll look at some other stuff as the Oilers fall again tonight. All right, who are we going to hear from first?
Let's hear from Darnell Nurse first.
Okay.
This is Darnell Nurse.
Big momentum shifts. Can you maybe just kind of elaborate on what maybe was going for you guys when you guys had momentum and what maybe got away from you guys when it?
Yeah, our simplicity offensively, I think, when we got the momentum. We're just getting pucks a little high, shooting. Very simple in that regard. And when it got away from us, we're giving up too many looks from the slot and making picks, make too many big saves.
Looks like that third line for the Blue Jackets chipped in with a lot of offense, but they had 10 total point getters. What is the biggest challenge of going up against a team like Columbus?
Yeah, they have obviously a lot of guys that can produce points and score when you give them time and space, and we gave them too much of it time.
What did you think of just clawing back throughout the night? It takes a lot of energy, especially on a back-to-back, to try and get into the game and very close to sending it to overtime.
Yeah, I mean, we battled our way and kept it within striking distance, but we weren't able to get last one to get into overtime. But I think for us as a group, that's not it's not good enough to just try to get to overtime. I think we could all be better.
How do you hit the reset button here to make sure you guys are able to bring your game for a full 60 beginning on Saturday?
Day off tomorrow, so recharge and get our mind off it, and then just come back. It's a really hard test that we're going to have on Saturday night, and a lot of times that brings out the best of our group. So just recharge, refocus, and look forward to the next challenge.
Okay, so there's Darnell Nurse, -1 tonight. He played 20-09, 2 shots, 1 attempt block, no hits. That's kind of alarming. 1 block shot for Nurse. And then I want to get to this comment from T-Man in the nasty chat, and Belzy, I'll direct it towards you. T-Man says, guys, the Oilers defense could try forcing the attacks instead of retreating backwards. That's what championship teams do. T-Man onto something there, Belzy?
I mean, taking away time and space is a big thing. It's something that people talk about at every age level across hockey, because the analogy I always use is like, are you going to allow Sidney Crosby or Connor McDavid to just sit back and pick you apart? Well, most people would say, no, we're not going to try to do that. We're going to try to force the issue. And so when you allow players in the NHL to stand there and hold the puck and give them time to attack seams and to attack open ice, well, they're usually going to burn you. And that is it's an ongoing problem. Like they're not first to pucks. So if there's a 50-50 battle, they're not necessarily first to those pucks every single time. They allow the opposing team to go get it, and then they play defense from there. So they're not on their toes. They're not jumping to those spots. They're not trying to win loose puck battles. So it just seems to me like when they get in the defensive zone, it's not like it's like they're almost overthinking what they're supposed to do, as opposed to just going out and playing and reacting the way that they're supposed to and reacting accordingly. So that's what it feels like. Now, it's obviously easy for me to sit back and say that when I'm not on the ice and the game's going 100 miles an hour. But from what I'm seeing, and it just looks like they're giving too much time to opposing teams, and they're not boxing out, and they're just allowing little things that burn you in the end of the day.
All right, Belzy, let's take a look ahead to this game against Carolina. It doesn't get any easier on this road trip for Edmonton. I'm looking at the stats and the history at Carolina in the regular season. The Oilers did win last year on March 1st, 3-1 in Carolina. Prior to that, they had dropped 3 in a row. Then they had won 1 February 16th, 2020 in overtime. I think, not Letestu. Who had the game winner? Was it Josh Archibald that night?
Which against Carolina?
Yeah.
Yes.
It was.
Tyler Benson had a goal that game or something. Or an assist, something like that.
Yeah.
Archibald had 2 goals. Yeah. It was a 2-goal night, I think, for Archibald.
I enjoyed him. He was fun to talk to.
He's a big.
Anyway, so they have 3 wins in Carolina since 2015. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 losses in Carolina. So a building that has not been kind to them, really. 16, 20, and 7. That goes back to the Hartford days, even with 7 ties, no OT losses in that time when facing either Carolina or Hartford at Carolina or Hartford. I should have just cut it off at 97, 98. I'm sorry. I just did that really quickly. Anyway, the bottom line is it's not going to be easy for them. The Canes 6-4 in their last 10 games. They are 5-2 on home ice. I feel like we've talked about it 19 times this season, but the Oilers going into this next game, get the jump, maybe score or take the lead, maybe hang on to the lead if you get the lead, maybe score more than 3 goals, maybe protect the house, maybe get a save, maybe light a fire under their asses, maybe get some offense from other people not named McDavid and Draisaitl, which they kind of did tonight from Savoy and Podkolzin. Belzy, outside of everything I just listed off, what would be the key to success in Carolina?
Well, the good news with Carolina is they're a team that's kind of similar to the Oilers. They're a skilled team. They're fast. They're not overly physical. And that's a game that's conducive to Oilers hockey right now. So I don't mean to be a little bit sarcastic with that. It's just we've seen teams that play similar styles to the Oilers. The Oilers rise to the occasion, and they actually play a pretty good game against teams like that. So that's probably the good news. The bad news is well, yeah, like you just mentioned, are they going to be awake? Are they going to be detail-oriented?
I have my doubts.
Are they going to be physical?
I have my doubts.
I mean, this is a team that you could actually go into a game and be one of the more physical. Like, you could be the aggressor in this particular game. They got guys that don't really like the physicality. Mm-hmm. So I think you have to try to embrace doing that and try to get to those hard areas. Like, it is a game that's winnable. Yes, Carolina's been playing very well, but at the same time, like, they have a lot of the exact similarities that the Edmonton Oilers have, and the Edmonton Oilers should know how to play against the Edmonton Oilers. So get on the forecheck, be physical, and I know that we've said that lots of times, but it's even just bumping into somebody to let them know that you're there, and then they have to fight through that. Yeah. As simplistic as that sounds, when you constantly when you're trying to create momentum and you have to slow down and speed up, it does take a little bit of energy. So just try to do those things. And at the end of the day, take the pucks to the net. Like, they did a better job in the offensive zone by going low to high and shooting pucks at net with guys rolling into spots. Maybe that's a recipe for success, and keep rolling with that in the game against Carolina. But it just can't be the same formula where you get down by 2 and then you're expected to battle back, because Carolina is more skilled than Columbus.
Yes.
They are a faster team than Columbus. And, well, what did we see? We saw 52, I think is the number that you mentioned, 52 shot attempts, and 6 of them hit a post. And They scored 5 on you. So a couple inches here and there, maybe that's 11 goals. You never know. So you got to be ready to go, and you got to be on your game, because you could be down in a hurry.
A salty Shawn Belle tonight on the postgame show. There he is. He's giggling. All right, Belzy. Good stuff tonight as always, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow. Right, pal?
Nasties.
There you go. There's Shawn Belle, our game analyst, helping us break down the Oilers' 5-4 loss in Columbus. Edmonton falls to 8-7-4 on the season. It is on to Carolina on Saturday night. We will be at Boston Pizza, 170th Street, 90th Avenue, a.k.a. Westgate. Should be a great time. Expecting a nice big crowd there. Tony and Curtis always put on a great party, and there's going to be tons of giveaways and prizing and all that good stuff as we head back on location. All right, let's get to the next order of business. That is the turning point of the game, presented by Advantage Sport Medicine and Physiotherapy. Connor McDavid's got a team of specialists. You've got a bag of frozen peas. Get the same locker room approach, trusted by the best in the game at Advantage Sport Medicine. Book your assessment today at www.advantagesportmedicine.ca or call 780-460-9977. So the Oilers tie it up at 9:49 of the second period, right? You're thinking, okay, they're back. Good job. Nicely done. And they had a couple of goals, couple of quick strikes. Savoy on the redirect, then Draisaitl a minute 40 later.
Timer. Jeez. Bullet.
However, 30 seconds after the Draisaitl goal to tie it, and you're like, oh, they're going to have momentum. No, absolutely not. Denton Matejchuk buries his 4th of the year upstairs on Calvin Pickard off a carom off the back wall. Sean Monahan and Luca Del Belluz pick up the assists to make it 3-2. And then Fantilli would score at 18:20. Matthew Olivier would score in the third period at 7:30. And then that is killer instinct to me. You get one, you get another one. Oh, you keep going at them and you take a 3-goal lead. The Oilers get 2, fall 1 short. But the turning point, Matejchuk, his 4th at 10:19, 30 seconds after Draisaitl had tied it. That is your Advantage Sport Medicine and Physiotherapy turning point of the game. Book your assessment, www.advantagesportmed.ca, or call 780-460-9977. That one hurts.
It does. I'd also give honorable mention to the offside goal called back.
Yeah, that's true.
That would have tied the game at 3.
True.
Probably it could have been a different game after that, but obviously
Clearly offside.
Clearly offside. And the Oilers benefited off offside call last night. So it goes both ways.
The hockey gods giveth,
and they taketh.
And they taketh. And that's what happened tonight. All right. You can keep those texts coming in, 780-218-9999. Tom Gazzola, Ben Thompson with you as we break down the Oilers' 5-4 loss. It is the GCL Diesel Oil Stream post-game show. Let's go back into the Oilers locker room and hear from Chris Knoblauch, who people I think are appreciating isn't as calm, cool, and collected as they always thought he was.
Like that. I mean, almost erased a 3-goal deficit, did erase a 2-goal deficit. What maybe got away from you guys when the momentum wasn't on your side tonight?
Just around our nets. I thought we were a little too soft around the net, whether they were deflecting pucks or getting inside of us. Multiple goals like that. And there was one early in the second period. There was turnovers. That's unfortunate. There's nothing we can do about that. But just make it harder and for them to get inside position on us, and too often they were left alone in front of the net with just picks by himself.
On the bench, did it feel like the second game of a back-to-back?
No, not at all. The momentum that we had in the third period, we felt that was probably maybe the best we played, from most of the third period, but especially starting with Pod Colson's goal in the third. I thought we had a really good push, and I thought we didn't show any signs of having the back-to-back.
Darnell mentioned the slot area. Is that kind of the area that was maybe most concerning in regards to where Columbus was scoring?
Yeah, the game-winning goal was a play like that. The first goal is a play like that. That's where most of the goals happen, and we have to do a better job of defending that area because it's so important.
All right, so there's Chris Knoblauch. His team falls 5-4 to Columbus. He talked about it, spotty in front of their net. Yep, absolutely. I actually kind of appreciate, too, some of the people they're just like, it's going to be the same crap. We're going to hear the same thing. We've heard 18 other times this year. Don't really care what Knoblauch has to say. Thankfully, tonight it was short and sweet. And yeah, it is redundant. It is a pain in the ass. Yeah. For us, it's like, wow, it's the same story all over again. Well, they barely ever get to 3 goals. Today they do, but they gave up 5. They tie it up and then, allow the next 3 and have to climb back in it, go into full desperation mode with McDavid and Draisaitl. And it's just like, yeah, it'd be nice and refreshing to see a different story.
Doesn't sound like we're getting that for a little bit. It's been the repetition of the same story is tough. It's tough to comment on. It's like, what more do you want Knoblauch to say? So, yeah, this problem. Yeah, we have this. Oh, the guys weren't doing this. That's like, yeah, it is what it is, man. It's to me, it's up to the players to change it. And right now they're not looking great. Same, like, they're on a back-to-back. This was their second of a back-to-back. You got Carolina that's coming. That will be off of a back-to-back Saturday night. I don't know. Let's see if they change it around this weekend. Be hopeful.
Maybe. You want to be optimistic? Yeah, maybe. I mean, Belsey makes a good point about Saturday. Is Carolina's not overly physical. Carolina's speedy, smaller, skilled, and I mean, it'll mean that the Oilers will have to be on their toes because usually Carolina's sharper than the Oilers. Oilers get the crank going. It takes a while to finally wake up. hopefully they're not down by the time their eyes open and they shake off the cobwebs from a slow start, and then maybe they push back. Like, that's the frustrating thing. It's like, why can't you guys go take a game? Just go take it.
Why not?
It's up for grabs.
Mm-hmm.
You're good too. Take it. That to me is the frustrating part. Covering this team, watching this team this season in particular, it's like, go beat a team.
I have a lot more reason to believe that they can do that from the past couple of games. Personally, that should just to me they look better offensively.
Sure.
My
Yes.
biggest worry,
I'll give you that.
like the first 10 games, like we're talking about, like, oh, they need to come out and they need to take over games, like we're still talking about. But I'm like, but they just haven't looked good offensively. Like, they just don't look like they have anything going for them. I feel like over the past couple games, it's developing. It's getting there, and they're having guys taking steps forward. I'm looking at Savoy, Podkolzin. Like we're seeing some guys make their way, getting good offensively, and then hopefully, when Nuge and Hyman return, they hit the ground running.
That's optimistic, but never know.
You never know. Those are two big pieces the Oilers are missing right now.
Cal in the Park says, looking at tonight's 3 stars, Olivier beat an Oiler on Monday and beat the Oilers on Thursday. I see what you did there, Cal. Nicely done, sir. As we get into the Damon Bunting Real Estate Player of the Game, Damon Bunting, consistent top producing realtor in the greater Edmonton area for over 18 years. He and his team would love to help you find that right home or make the move from your current home. Check him out, DamonBunting.com, or visit his Instagram at Damon Bunting Real Estate. Benny Thompson, take it away.
It's hard not to go one of these two guys because it's like they drove the play a lot today between Connor and Leon. I'm going to go with Leon, mainly because both his goals were just cannons.
He was feeling
of a shot. He was feeling good tonight. Him, Connor, and Sav were relied on heavily tonight. They pretty much every shift went out there, caused something. And so that's nice to see, but you obviously expect it, especially from those two. But yeah, Draisaitl for me is going to be player of the game. There wasn't a whole lot of other guys that earned it today.
Can I give honorable mention to Matthew Olivier? But it's...
yes.
Yeah.
He's just first star, so I cancel him out right away.
Yes. You don't like to go that route.
No. And I mean, hey, listen, for a tough guy in the league, he put up 18 goals last year. And he scores 2 tonight. He was struggling. He hadn't had a goal in 7 games. But the fact that we're talking about a guy that's in a bottom 6 that's known for fighting, not scoring in 7 goals as a drought, is kind of a crazy way to look at it. It's like I wouldn't expect him to have those type of goal totals to his name, but he's a pretty good player. He's got some skill to him. So I'm pretty sure he signed a 3x3 or something in Columbus. So I'm sure they're happy with that contract. But yeah, he was good too. But I'll say Oilers centric tonight. I think Draisaitl had one of his many games where he just wants to take over the game. Yeah. Fortunately, it wasn't enough to win the game tonight.
There you go. There's the Damon Bunting Real Estate Player of the Game. Damon Bunting now with the agency. Benny going with Leon Draisaitl. I'll throw this one at you, Ben. I have my thoughts too. It's from West End Rob. Texting in saying, guys, what's your thoughts on Mangiapane fitting into this team? Seems like Arvidsson 2.0. Benny, go first.
Sorry, for Mangiapane?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because literally I think it was 5 games ago I was talking about how he's slid in really well here. These past 5 games have been rough for him. They have.
Yeah, he had a tough night today.
I think of the Monday game against the Blue Jackets where he had a brutal turnover and then made a very lazy defense play right after the turnover.
Yeah.
That led to the Fantilli goal. Usually when a guy makes a really bad turnover, you can tell he made a bad turnover because he's always head down, he shows that he knows he made a mistake. That one, I don't know what happened. He was lazy about it and got walked, and they ended up scoring. But tonight was -4 heading into the third period.
Got hit pretty good.
Yeah, I got hit by Provorov. That was a big hit.
Tough stretch.
It's been rough for him, man. It's been rough. I wonder if a bottom 6 role will benefit him a little bit more. Like, I wonder if playing with, obviously, when you get to play with Connor, you're setting yourself up with good chances in the ozone and all that. But I wonder if he benefits off of a hard hat workers mentality in the bottom six a little bit, maybe like just playing, try to aim for 11 to 12, 13 minutes a night where he just goes out there and tries to be an energy guy. I didn't mind the rough stuff that he got himself into today. He took a penalty, but also it traded off. It was a 4-on-4.
Yeah.
Which if you're the Oilers, you take that every day.
Do you think he was trying to get himself involved somehow? Do you think that's what might have been the strategy?
Yep. I could definitely see that. You got to walk the line properly where you don't want him to just take a penalty and all of a sudden Oilers are shorthanded late in the game, right? But he did a good job of walking the line of where they took both guys, and the Oilers at 4-4 are dangerous, and they had some good chances on that 4-4. So, he's had a rough couple games for sure. I'm not willing to label him as Arvidsson or Jeff Skinner 2.0. Personally, I'm not there yet.
Mm-hmm.
Could he be there? 100%. If his play the past 5 games, let's say, continues, yes, he's in that category. But I'm willing to see it through with him a little bit. I think he's shown flashes of a solid depth guy that could pot some goals and be a pest.
Yeah.
But the past couple games, he's steered away from it.
Little spotty, pointless in 4 games. Prior to the 4-game pointless streak, he had points in 2 straight. Before that, so he's been streaky. Like he had gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games without a point, and then had a goal against Montreal, and then had a 4-game stretch that he was pointless. Started the season with a 3-game point streak. So he's streaky. Has been streaky. I assumed he had more assists without looking at his stat sheet. He's just got 4 goals, 2 assists. Doesn't seem like he's around the net as much lately.
Yeah.
And that's where he scores those little rat greasy goals, which I have all the time in the world for.
For sure.
Hasn't been happening lately.
Those small guys that succeed in the NHL are very good at getting in players' equipment. Like playing inside guys. Because that's how you utilize your size, right? It's hard to pick up those small guys. So when he does that, he scored a goal. I think of what game was it? Can't remember what game it was where McDavid fed him. He was backdoor and he kind of won a battle in that front and scored. Those are, like you're saying, those are type of goals that I think we need to see more of from him.
Yeah.
If he wants to keep his production up here.
Jodes in Bonnieville texting and says, when does management realize that Knoblauch needs more veteran coaches to help him? Mark Stewart needs to go and a vet D coach needs to be added. Losing Gulletson and Coffey may have set this team back for years. Add on brutal/questionable acquisitions of Frederick, Mangiapane, Emberson, and Regula. When is enough for this team or scouting department? Finally, Bowman and Jackson need to wake up and get a goalie. Wash, rinse, repeat. Signed, Jodes.
I feel you, Jodes. What goalie?
Yeah, the free agent list sucks. We looked at it today.
That's my biggest thing. Is like you can say whatever you want about Skinner and Pickard. Yes, they have not been great this year.
And Scott Wedgwood signed a contract extension today.
Yeah.
And that was like one of the better goalies
That was one of the better
on
goals
the free agent list. You're like, boy.
Yep. A guy who's been a career backup for the past however many years was one of the bigger fish in the goalie for goalie targets.
Like Talbot, Bobrovsky.
I mean, and I don't think Bobrovsky's leaving forward.
Skinner and Pickard are in that boat.
For me, it's like if Skinner and Pickard are playing bad, okay, and they're already at low cap hits. Ingram has not succeeded in the AHL so far. We'll see how he does throughout the rest of the year. Who's out there on the market right now that makes sense? Like that has a low cap hit that won't cost you very much.
Yeah, the cost thing
I'm
sucks.
seeing on Twitter, Devin Levi. If you were on Twitter today, Devin Levi's coach called him out and said, we need a save from him.
I remember when Joel Hofer was the hot name around oil country.
Like,
and
guys, what are we doing? What are we doing here? Like, we're grasping at straws to try to find a guy to replace this.
I don't disagree with if you can get an upgrade in goal.
100%.
It's pretty much okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
100%.
Yes. Not hey, give Stu a chance. Like we've had 5 weeks here, and it's like more of the same.
I think we know what we're getting from Stu. Like we know, and it's going to be this up and down road with him, and 100%. If the upgrade for goalie is there, you go do it.
Yeah.
Problem is, there aren't a lot of goalies that are there to be upgraded. Like it's a hard market right now. There's just not enough on the market right now.
The coaching thing Jodes, I'm definitely with you on losing Gulletson.
Yeah.
That one hurt. Those were, I mean, the big guys loved him.
Yeah.
And Glenn Gulletson, I had the opportunity, good fortune to spend some time around him. Jack loved him from his time in the ECHL. Cam Moon glowed about him. Then I got a chance to spend a bunch of time with Glenn. I think he's a phenomenal human being. I think he's an excellent coach, and there's a reason why 97 and 29 absolutely loved him, among other guys. So, yeah, I'm with you on that being a hit to the bench and in that coaching room. Paul Coffey, awesome guy. I'll tell you that much. Great guy, hilarious, sharp as a tack, man. And, I mean, obviously a legend. Now, his style of coaching is unique from what I've been told. Less focused on the X's and O's, more on the rah-rah, and sometimes guys need that. Mm-hmm. I have, from what I've been told, my doubts as to the impact him not being there has. I remind folks that on the 5-game road trip Edmonton had early this season, he was there with the team. He's still like number 2 behind Daryl Cates on this franchise org chart.
Yeah.
And so he's still involved. Mark Stewart, yeah, I mean, he's kind of been a coach in development. The PK has gotten better under Mark Stewart this year. Looking on the bright side. Pretty solid. Power play's better this year. It's on the bright side. But I understand where the frustration is coming from. And then the new coaches that have come in, you know, I think a bit of a adapting period for sure. I think with how frustrating that this 19-game stretch to start the year has been, I think it's natural to look at every aspect, facet of this team and go, that needs to be better. Why isn't that producing more? How come that is struggling compared to last year? In all honesty, every area of this team this year has been blinking red with problems at some point. It's been like a whack-a-mole situation.
It literally has been. Yeah, that's exactly how
it's super frustrating. I'll tell you what, doesn't leave us with any boring days. That's for sure.
God, no.
But I get it when I see the fan base. Because the fan base, you know, you almost won a Stanley Cup 2 years ago. You're pretty close last year. You got good players, and they're not doing stuff. They're not doing what they're supposed to do. So I get it. I understand where you come from. Anyway, just thought I'd answer that one. All right. Benny, good show today.
Thank you. You as well.
It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun.
It was kind of neat being in studio. It's been a little while. Thank you to Pat Ketty from the Brew House bringing in food for the boys. Jay and Reed and Coop were having the 40-ounce steaks.
Oh, yeah.
Patty brought Belzy and I and you some pizzas. Delicious.
Gager made some steak bites out of the leftover steak.
Bites.
Oh, God.
Hernan was here. Oh, we had a great time today at EST. Tell your friends, if you already haven't, hit that thumbs up button. Yes, the Oilers lose 5-4 to Columbus. Maybe a little bit of karma coming back at them after getting lucky on Monday and last night. The look for another win in a tough building in Carolina. I looked it up since 97-98 when the Canes wound up in Carolina, moving from Hartford. The Oilers just 6-11 with 2 ties all-time at Carolina in the regular season. Their last win coming last season on March 1st, 3-1. We'll see if they can make it 2 in a row. We'll see. We'll see you on Saturday. That does it for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream post-game show. Big thank you to everybody who watched and listened. Hit that thumbs up, like I said. We appreciate you as always. Take a deep breath, Oil Country. You get to break it all down tomorrow on the Nielsen Show with the boys. And for Benny and Belzy, I'm Tommy saying have a great night. Ciao for now.